Squad. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Squad. Of course, it's what it says up there on the wall. It's your favorite spot for everything esports and gaming. I'm AJ. Joining me on the couch, we've got Camille and we've got Lisa. How's it going, guys?
Sup?
You failed to get the blue memo.
Yeah. Wait. Did you ever check your email? Do you ever check your email? No.
We don't plan our
You guys
outfits,
should know
but
that.
we coordinate somehow on the
All
daily.
the time.
Yeah, it's
I
weird.
feel like it's because you guys commute together as well.
Maybe.
It's
Maybe.
like, yeah.
Synergy. We've been doing Unmuted a lot recently. We drive in together. We're basically the same person now.
We finish each other's
sandwiches.
Yep. Perfect. Let's talk about what we're celebrating today, which is, I'm sure you both remember this day vividly. 30 years ago, the introduction of the Game Boy.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, in the womb, I do remember this.
Yeah.
Not even as a zygote. I don't even know science words.
In the ultrasound, you were holding a Game
In
Boy.
your parents' eyes.
That's actually crazy. 30 years.
I do remember when the Game Boy came out because it was like, oh, the games that we normally can only play on television sets are now actually portable. And there were like little weird portable electronic games before that, but they were not good. The Game Boy was revolutionary. And then you can take this one out and put a different game in.
It was responsive. The response time, right?
It was still pretty dark though. Couldn't play it in full sunlight. You had to be in a dark room.
Gamers don't go out anyways, right?
Yeah,
that's how they created. They knew gamers don't go
Oh,
out, and then they're like, who needs light? No one.
You don't play in the dark.
Yeah, exactly. But what was your favorite game?
Oh, Tetris, 100%.
Tetris.
But then they did put out Mortal Kombat, but it was pretty limited for the Game Boy. But then they introduced Game Boy Color, and things started getting a little bit better. But then the Game Gear, oh man, when Game Gear came out, that put Game Boy to shame because Game Gear was
like Tyler.
I'm telling you, old man
Old
AJ.
man.
I'm not joking. You guys think I joke and make fun of him a lot on Unmuted? No, it's because he's actually old. He tells these stories like this, guys. I'm not the one being mean. I'm just keeping it real.
Okay, well let's keep it real because Game Boy also had really good accessories because then they're like, oh yeah, we have no light, so you can't play in the sun. Why don't you, and the screen's really small. Let's just do an attachment where it's a huge magnifying glass, and then speakers come out, and you have a little light switch that just turns on a little extra light there.
Brilliant.
It's brilliant. I bought in.
Did you?
Yeah. I had a really sick setup.
I never actually owned a Game Boy. I know.
I
It was
never
always
owned
like
one either.
Borrowing my
But it's not my
friends.
fault. It's my dad's fault.
It would have been ancient tech by the time you arrived.
No.
Anyway,
No, like it was around.
Or
when
color. Color.
Oh
you
yeah,
should
no, it
have
was the color one. It
definitely
was the
had
color one.
Right.
But I was supposed to get one. My dad promised me one, but he never followed through.
Your dad's promises, his failed promises, does not excuse your poor gameplay.
Whoa!
All right.
Burn! Hold on. Let me get my phone and Google it. Here's burn.
Ouch! I'm gonna take this out on AJ now because I can't direct it at you. I'm gonna show AJ who's boss in Unmuted later
All
on.
right.
And we have a new trailers on trial, and I got all the news and reported.
But let's start the show by talking about what everyone is talking about. The Fortnite World Cup on Inside Esports.
Out of builds, no movement items, made it to top 15. For me, this is already a fantastic game for Booga. Got placement points. Another elimination! How about a second? Booga, what are you doing? Stock set up for a moment. Pyramid comes through. Booga, still alive. Shots going down. Can't connect with that one. One build left. The final moments of Fortnite World Cup.
Oh my gosh.
Bow down! Bow down to Booga!
Hey everyone, welcome to Inside Esports. If you somehow didn't hear about this past weekend and the whole Fortnite World Cup, well, there was $30 million to be won. Really wish I'd become a professional Fortnite player and not some gold-ranked Overwatch pleb. Anyhow, before we break down the event, let's find out who just became a millionaire by making the nicest forts overnight. That's not how the game works?
St. Flora's Creole, 1v1 up top, 1v1 on the bottom, stuck in the box. Big hits, back-to-back shots. Booga picking up another elimination.
Booga is insane
now. Almost going to be his game to win. We'll see here another one.
Shots coming in! No elimination yet for the first game victory royale!
Oh my gosh. Confident play from Booga.
He's still going.
He does not care, people. King wants to jump into your box. It's his box now! Oh, what a beast!
King building up and layering yet again.
Oh my
The
goodness.
shockwave. He's actually going for it. Are you kidding me?
And they're just telling him you gotta run. He goes into it. He's still holding position. Dubs has the high ground, but he dives in front of him. And Dubs gets a victory royale on the world stage.
Out of builds, no movement items, made it to top 15. For me, this is already a fantastic game for Booga. You got placement points. Another elimination. How about a second? Booga, what are you doing?
Box fight for his life. A little back and forth here. He's waiting to see if this player rotates out. There it is, a big shot. Another elimination.
And he's got near max materials.
Kidding me.
Box set up for a moment. Pyramid comes through. Booga still alive. Shots going down. Can't connect with that one. One build left. The final moments of Fortnite World Cup.
Oh my gosh.
Bow down.
Surprise.
Bow down to Booga. But ladies and gentlemen, there's no way anyone beats him. Your Fortnite World Champion, Booga!
Well, Booga just became a household name after winning the solo event in the Fortnite World Cup, and to help us break it all down, we've got Fortnite analyst and caster Speedy Gonzalez joining me. How are you doing, Speedy?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on the show.
Happy to have you here. And before we get into the results, you were actually there at the event. What was the atmosphere like at an event of this caliber? And with it being a Fortnite event, did the fans have to actually construct the bleachers on their own?
No, actually, we were sitting in Arthur Ashe Stadium, and there was 22,000 people in attendance. So it was actually like one of the first time where Fortnite felt like an actual esport. Arthur Ashe Stadium was next level. It's when Fortnite actually became an esport.
Right. Well, did it feel like $30 million was on the line?
It absolutely did. The stadium was tier 1. They did an amazing job with the production quality, the production of the stage, just showing the story. The Jumbotrons, they had like 6 Jumbotrons in every direction. So it was an absolutely amazing event to attend.
All right, well, let's talk about it. And Booga, who seemed to be performing at another level, obviously finishing in first place, nearly doubling the points of the second place finisher. Why was he so on fire? What was he doing that made him so consistent?
The story of Booga is really interesting, right? Because he qualified week 1, and then everyone did like a quick VOD review. All right, what did this guy do right? And then we kind of forgot about him for like the next 9 weeks of Fortnite qualifiers. Then Booga won Fortnite Friday, then he won the Trio Cup, and then he won World Cup. So he's been on fire for the past month. But I've been speaking to a couple of his friends, and they said when everyone was focusing on scrims, Booga was in playground focusing on his mechanics, and that's all he did. And that's the one bit of insight that I can provide your viewers and your listeners, that he emphasized a focus on his mechanics above all else. Then he picked up scrims, got some scrims, some end game, some like tier 1 Prac-Cord experience, and picked it up really quickly. And he was able to combine that with his like protege mechanics. And then once he got someone like Animal, who was like an IGL teaching him in Trio Cups, just like piecing it all together, he was able to transfer all that knowledge into World Cup and just take it all.
Well, it's only been a few days since the big win. He's already been on Jimmy Fallon. What does winning this tournament do for a young guy like him, and what's his journey looking like now that he's won a big championship?
Well, I mean, you've seen it, right? Like, he became an overnight sensation, an overnight celebrity. Someone flipped the switch, and I wouldn't be surprised if there were a couple of A-list celebrities in his DMs just hopping in there to congratulate him. As in terms of what's next for Booga, I mean, he's 16 years old. He's so young relative to like any other career path. He's got a long career ahead of him, and there's going to be other World Cups and other tournaments, and I definitely expect him to do extremely well, especially if he focuses on keeping those mechanics tier 1.
Well, he had some competition there, even though he seemed to make short work of it. Who were some of the other players that stood out to you while watching it all go down?
Obviously, we have to talk about Psalm, who came in second, but this is the thing, right? Like, Players like Som played the placement game. He contested a baller. He was extremely good at contesting ballers. He made sure that everyone before going into the lobby knew where he was dropping and that they would be eliminated if they even thought about contesting him. So, he alphaed up on his drop, and then he had his set rotation that was ultra safe. He made it end game every single game, but he didn't get a lot of elimination points, and that's really what what separated Bugha from the pack, is that he got those elimination points, and he almost had enough points, almost double second place, right? But we're talking about Som here, so he did play the placement game. He made sure he got placement almost every single game. Obviously, we have to talk about ProteinFoo and Bizzle. ProteinFoo, I think he was depending on the baller strat, but everyone around the area was also doing a baller strat, so he wasn't able to get one, made his rotations extremely rough, and he wasn't really able to set up in time for zone, and usually got eliminated before placement points even started. I think the same went for Bizzle, who got contested off spawn. If you get contested in divot, you're already off to a bad start. So just some factors there that I saw.
Well, of course, the popularity of Fortnite was kind of a boom, and then just waves of gaining popularity and maybe fading out a little bit, but now it's seeing another huge resurge. So is Fortnite the game that is ultimately going to bridge esports into popular culture and media?
I think Fortnite was already popular to begin with, right? We saw that last year, back in March, when Drake tweeted out a Ninja stream, and everyone tuned in to watch Ninja and Drake play together. So Fortnite was already popular to begin with, but in terms of bridging the divide between esports, sports entertainment, and popular culture, I think this World Cup event definitely did that. It became an enjoyable spectator sport to watch. And I think that's the big takeaway from this World Cup.
Well, Speedy, it's been an absolute blast talking with you. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure. All
right, we'll see you in the future. And I'm not sure that any piece of news can possibly hold a candle to all that Fortnite World Cup excitement, but let's see what Camille has for us in Reported.
Ready to bring you the latest top stories. All the attention at the Fortnite World Cup was on Bugha winning $3 million. However, that overshadowed the news of another young Fortnite player. FaZe Clan added to its rapidly growing Fortnite team by picking up its first female member, 13-year-old Soleil Ewok Wheeler. She joins FaZe after making noise in the Fortnite world over the past few months. The deaf Twitch streamer has played with the sorts of Ninja, Dr. Lupo, and Tim the Tatman, which led to a rapid increase in Twitch and Twitter followers. FaZe made the announcement following her participation in the World Cup Pro-Am Duos event, in which she made $20,000 for charity playing with Jordan Wheeler. Ewok joins High Sky 1 as the second member of FaZe Clan under the age of 14. Her journey so far has already been fun to watch. Now we'll see what she could accomplish under the FaZe banner. Here's another story that may have been lost in all the Fortnite hype. Another Battle Royale is attempting to step out of the shadow with an announcement of its own. EA and Respawn Entertainment have announced the Apex Legends preseason invitational. Come September, 80 teams will be competing in Krakow, Poland for a piece of the $500,000 prize pool. Unfortunately, it's not open to anyone. Players can apply for an invitation, however, it will be up to the developer to decide who makes the cut. First place will walk away with $105,000, whereas 20th place will be rewarded $4,800. When Apex Legends was released in February of this year, it saw an explosion of popularity. Since then, it has been competing with Fortnite and PUBG for the title of the best Battle Royale, and has yet to accomplish a stable esports scene. But the future is looking bright, as the Invitational is a step in the right direction. Let's wrap up Reported with some heartwarming news. Japan is taking a small but impactful step towards making esports even more accessible for everyone. As part of the Gunma Esports Festival in Japan, a League of Legends competition will be held for players with disabilities. On August 31st, 4 teams of 5 will be vying for the 1 million yen prize pool, which is about $9,200 in US dollars. The competition will allow players to use equipment to enable them to play, including specialty gamepads and chairs, and even controllers that can be moved with a player's breath and mouth. While esports and video games have always vouched for inclusivity, there are still barriers preventing some from playing. Equal representation is also another issue in esports, where there's only a small number of female players or those that identify as LGBTQ. So while this tournament in Japan may be small, it's a giant leap for gamers everywhere. That's it for the news. Now let's see if AJ or Lisa will hit the mute button first and unmuted.
What's up, gamers? It's time for Unmuted, all the gaming goodness you're craving. Hi, AJ.
Hi, Lisa.
You're excited.
All right, let's break it down for everyone. We've got some topics coming up for you. They'll be presented on the screen. We'll give them to you. We'll debate them, argue, call each other mean, nasty names. And if it ever gets too intense for either one of us, we can slap this real pretty blue button right here to mute the other one
us.
for 30 seconds. Yes, we all dressed
Like the button today.
on theme.
All right, you know it. When you agree, we want to hear in chat. And if you don't agree, I guess
Don't
want to
say
hear.
anything.
No. We want to hear it in chat as well, all right?
Mute you.
Okay, no, we're gonna be nice. We want to hear it, so let's get right to it. Our first story focuses on the Fortnite World Cup and, of course, all that prize money. Since Fortnite's release in 2017, it has taken the industry by storm. So far, Epic Games has already awarded $71 million to Fortnite players and has plans to award a total of $100 million throughout 2019. The Fortnite World Cup marked an important esports milestone for the game as it overtook League of Legends for third on the all-time awarded prize money list. All right, AJ, Fortnite has been huge. We've been talking about it so often. Do you think it's like the biggest thing right now, and how big can it go? Like, let's dream big here. Let's hypothesize. Let's grow it. What do you think?
I am slightly concerned. I believe we were talking about this on the show the other day about it like potentially just fading away like so many sort of fads, I guess. I mean, it does have some, huge prize money now. Third place behind Dota, which is number one with 181 million prize pool. CS:GO in second with 80
That's a huge
million.
difference.
That is a big difference.
Yeah.
A difference of $100 million. And now Fortnite at 71 million, but Fortnite's only been around 3 years compared to CS and Dota, which
One more year,
obviously
it's gonna
started
overtake it
decades ago. Yeah, so if Fortnite has the staying power, and it may, with it being a game really targeted towards kids who are going to get into it, but I feel like you're really only going to be into Fortnite for a small period of time before you start going like, well, is there something that's a little bit more intense, a little bit more dramatic?
I don't know about
Fortnite
that.
and its silly colorfulness.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I agree with that. Just because, I talk to a lot of people, and although the animation's very kiddish, and obviously a lot of kids play, there are elements to it that I think are complex. Like, for example, the building we always talk about, that adults can play and enjoy. So even though kids can grow out of it, I think it has the potential and the staying power for like both adults to enjoy and kids to enjoy, which is why it's so popular right now. Like, it's managed to have that perfect mix of things kids like with the dances and the animations, and then the complicated part that adults like, which is the gameplay itself.
And the ability to play it on the go, on mobile phones, on Nintendo Switch, whereas a lot of these other more intense games that you will only find in
CS:GO, right?
Yeah, CS:GO, Overwatch, any of your Dotas, your MOBAs, you can't play those on a phone.
100%.
They require way too many inputs, although it's pretty impressive that people can play like Fortnite on a phone. How do you do that with all the building and everything?
Mobile PUBGs and like all that is a kind of a different beast, but just like this is what their first really year for Epic Games to invest in the esports team. They're already putting $100 million. Like, and with the publicity it's getting, players going on Jimmy Fallon, all the mainstream news organizations talking about it, for next year and following, it could only get bigger unless something completely bad happens. I don't know, some CEO does stuff that we don't know.
I don't think even a CEO doing something wrong will make people stop playing Fortnite, but it could gradually ease away. But hey, we got more Fortnite in this next topic, featuring DrDisrespect, who has some thoughts on the Fortnite World Cup himself, and maybe a good idea.
Phony. Fake belief. Manufactured popularity, and all that makes me sick to my stomach. Imagine Counter-Strike. Putting on a $30 million tournament. Woo! Now you're talking real. Now you're talking stakes. Now you're talking entertainment. Now you're talking true. pro gaming at its finest.
You know, in spite of the good point at the end, it was kind of funny watching DrDisrespect talk about things being fake while driving a fake car on a computer graphics background.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks good, but also it is totally fake there.
Yeah, entertainment at its finest.
What do you think of the idea? I mean, we're just discussing the competitive nature of Fortnite. All due respect there. But I think there's an added element when it comes to team-based games like CSGO, like Overwatch, where it's beyond just one person and their individual skills, but that ability to synergize with other people who are playing at that high level and hitting those objectives that are so critical in CSGO and Overwatch, where it's that coordination. Should CSGO adopt this plan, I should say, and put together some sort of annual, full, this is it, this is the tip top, this is the big thing?
100%. Honestly, it kind of blows my mind that there already isn't something. No, don't mean he almost muted me. Because
we're agreeing. It wouldn't make any sense.
I know, but it's crazy that how many years has CS:GO been around, and it has probably the biggest stable fan base. The viewership is crazy. The pro scene is so stable and
there are
huge.
more professional CS:GO players than any other sport so far, or players who have at least earned money.
Oh, okay. So there's lots of money. There's a lot of players that can make careers out of this. Why isn't there already a world championship for it? Especially what blows my mind, Valve is behind CS:GO. They do it for Dota, right? Dota obviously has a huge prize pool compendium.
Coming up.
The international, but why is there nothing for CS:GO? And I know a lot of pros actually took to Twitter to say the same thing, hey, you guys, put money, 30 million into our scene because they deserve it. They've earned it.
As fun as it is to watch, the individuals in Fortnite, and obviously the squads and duos and such. I mean, when you see those plays in CS:GO and the teams really come together and pop off, it's fire, guys. It's fun.
CS:GO honestly is probably massively top 3. That's to be safe too. Could possibly be the best esport. You can make the argument there. Just all around players, money, game itself, complicated but still simple to follow. It's just kind of the perfect mixture.
It's a lot easier to jump into and understand what's going on screen compared to so many other things out there, 100%. Including Fortnite.
So Valve, get on it. Let's go. We're all ready to support it.
Figure this out.
Okay, you thought we're done with Fortnite, but nope. So sticking with the theme, Fortnite pro ProteinFoo was streaming after the World Cup and implied that a player named Clipnode avoided engaging with him due to hearing the in-arena casters. Ooh, ProteinFoo and Clipnode both dropped into the block, but the casters pointed out ProteinFoo's location and loadouts. Moments later, Clipnode can then be seen leaving the area. Ooh, okay. AJ, this sounds like possibly an excuse. From ProteinFoo, or is he kind of being a bad sport, kind of making this allegation without any proof, really?
I don't know. I mean, I think if it's his honest feelings, you got to express yourself and say what you feel. And this is something I've always wondered about when you do have these huge esports events and you have casters and you can hear what's going on in the arena, and you can even get some of that instant feedback from the crowd too. If there's a hush falling in that moment, and at the beginning of a game like Fortnite where everyone's dropping in, you got all these different screens, so many different competitors, it would be hard to get that feedback from the crowd. But if you can hear the commentators giving any kind of information that's going to impact your play, wherever you are in the game.
But the weird thing here is it's more like a production fail, because if the players are able to hear the broadcaster, or the caster, then that's an error on the production side, because one, there's supposed to be a delay, so even if you heard some intel, it's supposed to be already passed, you know what I mean? So the casters should be kind of watching it on a delay as the audience is watching, so that way they can cast but not give intel, you know what I mean? That should be staggered. So if that is true, how is it that Clipnode heard this information and made adjustments according? That doesn't make sense to me. So I don't know if ProteinFoo's making an excuse, but let's be real. When you play this kind of game and there are big names in the game, if you see Ninja or whoever is really good approaching you, you're going to leave. Bye! This is about survival, right? So sometimes it's smart not to face off against the top players and hide, and that's huge intel. That's
especially when you got this much money on the line, you want to win. Take any opportunity that you can to get that advantage. So you can't blame them if that is the case, but the production should definitely look into fixing that
I feel like just
problem.
on social media, a lot of people are just, kind of witch hunting and kind of saying cheating allegations without
Right.
concrete proof. And it's probably something we should stop doing, guys, because these
Yeah.
are careers on the line here.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's true. There's got to be more evidence before ProteinFoo, who has a huge following,
Yeah.
goes around talking smack about someone's name.
Let's cancel culture if we can.
I like that. Cancel culture.
All right, for our last story, Nintendo revealed a bunch of new things headed to Smash Bros. Ultimate, including a new tournament mode. Sounds great, but several Smash Pros have been expressing their disappointment. During the reveal, it was announced that the tournament mode would only allow for 4-player free-for-alls, which is in sharp contrast to the competitive scene's usage of 1v1 with 3 stocks and no items format. So, Lisa, what's going on with Nintendo here? Why can't they throw the competitive scene a bone? Why are they giving them this different format that no one plays?
I don't know. Well, once again, it seems like they're targeting casuals here, right? Like,
Right.
Once again, we know game developers, esports scene is great, but the real money is coming from casual gamers and the people who play. So maybe this format is better for casual players.
Or
possibly?
starting tournaments that involve more people, but
Yeah.
ultimately, why can't you
Homegrown.
just give us the multiple tournament formats then?
Right.
Include one that is the one that is standard and make it available for the 1v1 scene as opposed to this tournament mode that is.
I mean, it's okay.
different.
Whoa. Are we not
Put them
jumping the
both
gun
out.
here? They're just offering a new tournament mode. They're not saying like we're never gonna have 1v1, or am I misunderstanding this story?
No, I don't think they're saying they're never going to have it. But if they're implementing or introducing this new tournament mode, why not implement both? Or include the one that has been set up through custom games for all the tournaments.
I don't know. I
Am I
don't play
underst-
Smash. You tell me.
I don't know either, Nintendo. It's a bit confusing from the road over here.
Yeah. Aren't you a
Ultimately-
Nintendo fanboy?
I sure am, but Smash is not my go-to game
really?
Nintendo-wise. No, I'm more of a Mario Kart guy.
Where's the competitive scene for that, AJ?
I don't know. I mean, some people are exceptional at Mario Kart, and finding new ways to speed through some of even the old games too, are still getting like aced in the scoreboards online. So.
Okay, but to be fair, like I'm not a Smash Bros. Player, but the reason is because I'm not good at the game, right? And
Right.
when you put me in a
Same.
1v1 situation,
Yeah.
that's really intimidating. I think this format is made for people to start, more like homegrown
Well, that's the way that
tournaments.
I enjoy playing Smash. I don't like the 1v1.
Yeah,
'cause,
it's
you know,
too
I
much
like,
pressure.
Especially the most recent one on Wii U. I remember having games with friends over where I think you could get up to like 12 players. We had all the people on all the different controllers, and then people like loading in with their 3DSs playing as well.
Yeah.
It was huge, and just so much chaos and mayhem on
The
screen.
true battle royale.
Yeah.
The true battle royale.
It
See,
was
I
a
like
best
that
of
format.
11 people. It was
Because
so
I can
much
just,
fun.
I can hide in the corner and try to survive as long as possible.
Right, just duck, crouch, and shield and block.
And apparently down B. People keep talking about down B. I don't know what that means.
I do down B a lot, but I play as Yoshi. So.
There you go. All right, let's break this tension just a little bit with an adventure into the world of streamers with Clip It. Our first clip comes from Kitboga, who once again takes a scammer on a wild ride.
This is it, right?
Right.
Madam, do not redeem it. Do not redeem. I will help you out.
What?
Oh, God. Do not redeem over here. I will help you out. Arey, yaar.
You are about to add the balance. This is what we want, right?
No. Oh, God. বলছি রিডিং না করতে চোদনা মারা বারবার রিডিং করে নিচ্ছে
Hello?
He is so good. He's known for doing this, playing dumb and stringing along scammers.
Yeah.
Apparently, he had this guy on the line for 4.5 hours. 4.5 hours, AJ. You know what you can do in 4.5 hours?
Wow.
Watch Endgame 1.5 times.
I sometimes do this when I get those calls.
You
that
do not.
I do. I mean, I don't stream it, but I'll answer the phone, and if, the ding, 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 oh, congratulations, Marriott Rewards. You are entitled to a 999.
Shout out to Marriott.
Whatever. Yeah, it's always Marriott for some reason. And then I just sit there and I go, hello? Oh, I've won something? Wonderful. Where am I going? Just talk as slowly as I can. But then I get bored with them after 20 minutes. I'm like, I'm tired of doing this voice, man. Could you put me on your do not call list? And then, they get angry and hang up on me.
Why do you do that? What's
Just
the
so
point
that they're
of it?
not bothering other people. If I've got the time and I'm doing
You
something
think
else.
doing that stops them, AJ? You think
Well,
really?
it prevents that one person who's talking to me from calling someone else and harassing them. I just get to toy with them for a bit and have fun doing a weird voice and bothering some telemarketer.
That's weird. I don't get it. That's not me. I don't get it. It seems like a waste of time. And isn't it usually a robot?
It is a waste of time.
So why are you wasting your time?
The person who's calling me. As soon as you get to a real person and they're like, hello, are you between the ages of 18 and whatever, 90 or whatever it is? And I go, yeah, I'm 74 years old. And just make them feel bad for, harassing an old person who shouldn't.
I don't like it.
Doesn't deserve this. Okay.
I don't like it, AJ. I'm actually very disappointed in you right now.
Mute me. No, don't, because our next clip features Mrs. Ruby's children and the wonders of capitalism.
Oh, there you are, Bern. The Irish hello?
Mommy.
Hi, Bern.
I opened the mail. I'm really sorry. He told me he was lying the whole time.
Did you actually open the mail, or did Micah give you money to say you opened the mail?
He gave me money to say I opened the mail. No, he literally said, I asked him again. I said, did you actually do it? And he said, yeah, I did.
He gave you money to say that you opened the mail.
I like how she was like, found it amusing. Like, she wasn't mad.
No, it's good mother instincts.
Yeah, she knew. You know when your kid's lying to you.
Yeah, or when one of your kids is putting the younger, more influenceable one up to something. I don't remember ever doing anything quite like that with my younger brother.
Are you the older sibling?
Yeah, I'm the older sibling.
I'm the younger sibling.
Did you get put up to doing things like this?
I never got put up to doing things. However, I do remember covering for my sister, or my sister blaming me for things.
Right.
Like, the controller broke or whatever, and she'd just be like, Lisa did it. And I would get yelled at, and my mom would never believe me.
I
so
remember
I understand the feels.
blaming my brother for a lot of things because he was to blame for a lot of things.
No,
I was the
different.
good kid. My brother was the troublemaker.
No, that's different. That's different. Like, if obviously your younger kid, with a kid person did it, that's different. But I was falsely blamed, Mom. And I became the bad child. How am I the bad child, okay?
Oh.
I did my homework on time.
We know. All right, moving on. It is time for Profound Thoughts. Pros often take to social media to share their personal thoughts and insights and other things. Whatever we call this first one. Tweeted by Street Fighter 5 Pro K-Brad, he said, y'all really have no clue how much I gas myself up when the microwave hits 0 and I just frame open it before the beep happens. Good Lord, I'd be screaming it in my house.
Yo, the feels. I get it.
That, boop, right on time.
Right before?
Yeah.
That's funny. I'm trying to think if there's anything comparable. How about waking up right before your alarm goes off?
Oh, I do that all the time now. Yeah.
Doesn't
you
it
look
feel
at
good?
it, you're like, I'm seconds away from this alarm going off. I'm gonna cancel it right now and fall back asleep and forget to hit snooze and then be late for work.
Oh, and that's great because I drive you in, and I have to end up waiting for you. That's
Never
fine.
happens. I'm
AJ,
always there.
it's true. Exposed. I would just wait for this guy because he's late. Let's move on. Next, we have a tweet that made us wonder: was he high while tweeting this? You guys decide. Pro Call of Duty player Zuma tweeted out, "A Krabby Patty must taste amazing."
I don't know. Maybe he was just watching some SpongeBob.
Sure, but they're rainbow colored. They're weird colors sometimes.
Right. So they must taste amazing.
Like
to
candy?
look like that and sell, they've got to be really good.
But we never knew what the secret ingredient was, I think, in these patties.
I don't know.
What?
We'd have to taste one to find out.
And we never can. That's the problem.
I wouldn't be surprised if some theme park eventually offers the Krabby Patty.
But they don't know the formula.
They don't know the formula from
See?
Cartoon Land.
AJ?
But they'll make them real, and then they will taste real amazing, high or not high.
We can dream.
All right, our last profound thought. A lot of pros have made their way to Las Vegas for EVO, but of course, something had to go wrong. Smash Ultimate player Anti shared on Twitter, my $180 vape got taken by TSA security because I forgot to put it in my carry-on instead of my checked luggage. First L of EVO. I'm already in loser's bracket. Womp,
Rip.
womp.
That was his mistake.
Yeah.
What a scrub. Do you have any horror traveling stories? You traveled a lot for work.
Actually, honestly, I've been very lucky.
Really?
Going through security and all my frequent travels to the U.S. I think it has a lot to do with looking like this.
Oh, that's nice.
There's, people who have the name AJ often get pulled out of line, but when they look at me, they're like, okay, you're fine.
You don't look intimidating.
Well,
Fair.
But honestly, once I had my bottle of cologne confiscated, and I'd travel with this thing all the time, and then one time, one lady's like, oh yeah, this is way more than you're allowed to bring in. Yes, yeah,
I was like, and she was like, I hate the scent.
But it was
You're
frustrating
out.
because I just bought that bottle of cologne too. It's like a fairly full bottle of cologne, and you know.
So wait, she said it was too much, right?
Yeah, because
what if you're like, okay, 1 second.
Yeah, really.
Half bottle.
Glug, 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 glug. There, now there's, you know, just a little bit left. Let me take that much through.
Did you see her throw it out, or did she pocket it? Because then maybe she was saving it for later.
Yeah, an opportunity to re-gift a very new bottle of expensive cologne.
That's probably the worst present ever. I would not be happy. More Coil would be better. All right. We saved, the best for last. It's time for Crowd Control, where we share with you the random stuff the community has created. All right, I've seen many setups in my time, but nothing compares to Reddit user FBomb 2F setup. Ooh, that's a wordy one right there. Talk about gaming on the go. Whoa, that's in a car, right?
Yes.
Yo, that's
insane.
insane.
In a truck cab.
That's in a truck?
I just can't imagine if your job is to drive long haul that you would want to sit in the same chair to game that you were sitting in all day. Mind you, if it's, your truck cab, it's probably the most comfy one.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you want to have your setup?
Where are you going to set it up then?
In the back of the cab. That's
Maybe
where
there's something else
truckers
there.
go. Well, it's his bed probably. It's where you go to
You
sleep.
know, game in bed. Actually, gaming in bed is kind of nice.
Yeah, if you're on your portable gaming device.
Yeah.
As I've said in
that
the
one right
past,
there.
with a trackball and a portable Bluetooth keyboard, you can get some gaming in. And you know what you're doing.
Do you have to grease the trackball every once in a while to make it,
No, but you have to pop the ball out and then scrape all your dead skin cells off of the little 3 prongs that hold it in place.
Oh, that's disgusting. I hate it when people talk about that stuff.
And stuff and stickiness and just a little bit of alcohol and a Q-tip and really clean that stuff out. All right, our next post is from Reddit user, You Got Away Safely. He reminds us when you gotta go, you gotta go. And he had to go, but luckily his Switch can go with him and he can share it with the person
What, he's playing with someone?
in the next stall, it would seem. That's a...
Oh my god, this is actually kind of the same line.
Competitively or
No way.
cooperatively?
It doesn't matter. Why are you gaming in the toilet? That's disgusting.
Our theme for today's episode of Unmuted is grossing Lisa out.
No, yeah, and you succeeded now, because that's, first of all, on the floor.
Yeah.
On the floor, you put it on the floor.
the carrying case for the Switch.
At least put a toilet paper on the ground, make a bed for it. Do something. TP the floor. I can't. Throw that Switch out after you're done. It's over.
Just burn it.
I'm sorry, it's over, guys. Don't game in the bathroom, public bathroom. You can game at home in your bathroom. Just don't do it in public, please. New PSA.
Okay.
From Lisa. Okay. Our last post from Immigrant user Xander is definitely something most of us can relate to. When you're letting your little brother win a game, but then he starts bragging about how good he is, I'm going to do what's called a pro gamer move. Sit forward. Casually.
Yeah.
For real.
Oh, he's starting to win. I better.
Yeah. I gotta start focusing. That's actually what I do here. I don't know if you guys noticed, but when I'm just casually chatting, but when I get really into it, I'm like.
Yeah, you're ready to go. I see those eyes coming at me, and okay, all right, we'll move on. We'll wrap it up. I'm sorry.
Speaking of little siblings, though, did you ever do that with your younger sibling? You wouldn't let him win?
No. I mean, I famously tell this story, and then my brother denies that this ever happened. But the one time I finally beat him, and I think it was NHL 94 or 95, he actually punched me. Yeah. And he brought this up. He was my best man at my wedding. And he's like, AJ, that never happened. You never beat me at NHL 94.
Oh my! Well, you're the one that got punched. So maybe you misremembered? Maybe.
Maybe.
Anyway, it's all fuzzy now.
You should remember it. Yeah.
I never hurt my sibling, because I always won, though. That's the truth.
Gamer,
that's right. I was born, guys, to be like this. All right, that's it for Unmuted. Remember, you can always send us stuff to react to on our socials at Squad State. Until next time, we'll see ya.
All right, so we're watching a Netflix trailer, which is not a gaming trailer, but it's based off a game that's based off a novel. So we're watching a book trailer.
Okay, I heard that we were watching the new trailer for live action Witcher, which is very exciting.
Oh man, Witcher. That's one of those games that I'm just like, I really want to play it because I'm super into D&D, but at the same time, I do not own any consoles.
I'm hearing rumblings that he looks super spicy, so let's check it out.
I remember hearing stories about witches.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
He is gorgeous.
Oh my god. He looks so good.
Elves are the original sorcerers of the continent. When humans and monsters arrived.
Was that Yennefer? Was that a glimpse of Yennefer?
Ooh, there's some magic and sword fighting.
I have no idea who these characters are at all. Yennefer. That's supposed to be Jennifer, probably. They messed up on that.
Without control. Chaos.
No, maybe that was supposed to be Yennefer. Just show me who she is.
So that's all I
Just tell me.
Monsters and money.
It's all it needs to be.
Something out there waits for you.
That was a lot of him.
This child will be extraordinary.
How come they're not showing any sex?
Where are the monsters?
Imagine the most powerful woman.
They showed like one claw so far.
Do you have what it takes?
So this just looks like Game of Thrones.
Big fight scenes.
Yo, this is drums.
You can't outrun destiny just because you're terrified of it. It's coming.
That's also very true. See, that was Yennefer. Clearly.
I can't do this without you.
Okay, intense.
No matter what you choose.
The sexual tension, the action. It's Game of Thrones again.
Okay. Oh, jeez. Oh, my
Oh,
God.
boy.
Oh,
See,
my
they
God.
lost me. They lost me. That looked very CGI.
That ending was the only scene that I was waiting for throughout that entire trailer.
Yeah, they didn't show any sex, so, like, I'm out.
That looked really good. Reminds me a little bit of Vikings with maybe some Game of Thrones in there.
I don't know why we keep going to medieval stuff. Can we go to space for some games? Can we do a Star Fox Netflix show? Live action?
Man, they really did a good job, fixing Henry Cavill's mustache. And
They had to edit that out, right?
not for
In that other movie. Yeah.
For Superman. Are there any
Oh,
games
man.
that you guys would love to see get the Netflix series treatment? BioShock up there, maybe? I don't know.
The Legend of Zelda?
Well, aren't they working on that? I believe there's
show?
an actual live
I
action
think they
Netflix
are,
series,
but I don't know. Like, remember a few years ago, there was that trailer for a live action that came out on April Fool's, and I fell for it. And since then, I've been wanting
Yeah.
a live action, so I just don't want to get hurt. Like, I actually just want to see it.
I know there was talk of a Portal movie or series in development for a while.
How would that work?
I don't know. I mean, on one hand, I'm like, oh, that'd be great because I love Portal. But on the other hand, I'm like, it works so well on the format of the game, the way that you discover the story as opposed to it being this more linear story. I don't know.
Lisa, you know how they're doing like League comic books, Marvel teamed
Yes.
up? Would you
Yes.
want to see a live
League show?
action?
Yeah,
Netflix show?
yeah, sure, why not? I think there's definitely room for that. Overwatch 2, I think, is another good, I guess, has good characters that could be made into a show. Those two would be fun. But I was also thinking of like Assassin's Creed. I've been playing Odyssey. And I love Greek mythology. I would love to do a show based in that kind of world. Why?
The movie.
The Assassin's Creed movie was so
Oh, well, I'm not talking about the movie.
bad, though.
If it's Netflix money, they probably could make it good.
AJ, don't let the past hurt you.
Yeah, I know.
Open your heart to new
You know what's weird though
opportunities.
about the Assassin's Creed movie? I went and I saw it, right, to interview the cast. And when I first saw it, I was like, yeah, it wasn't too bad. Like, that was a good, but then the more that it sat with me, the more I went like, no, given all of Assassin's Creed, this really, really missed the mark in some big ways.
Well, the problem is with like movie, you have that concept and then you watch it, you're done with it, right? But the series, sometimes, especially with Netflix and Stranger Things, they try to keep it going longer than it needs to, right?
Whoa. You don't like Stranger Things 3?
Are you saying the third season of Stranger Things wasn't the best season of Stranger Things?
Whoa.
Don't agree with it. Don't agree with it. It was good, but it wasn't the best, and it was good, but it wasn't bad.
It was good, but it wasn't necessary. No, I would have been happy with the ending of season 2. Like now it's like season 3 or season 4 doesn't look like there's much to actually grasp at.
I feel like you're right there, especially with, I mean, we can't go into in-depth Stranger Things conversations here, but yeah, with the way that they kind of left that little mini cliffhanger thing at the very, very end there. Like,
yeah.
Okay, but that's not as big a deal as, anyway.
Yeah. No, but that's the thing. Like, if you're gonna have a series and it's gonna be like a video game, it has to be able to keep going. Like Assassin's Creed, actually, if they just focus on, like, say, Ezio,
one era
like
of,
exactly.
Ezio's story, yeah.
Then yes, I could see that happening. But then coming in and out of the animus, like although I love the modern storyline, they always fail because they just want to put everyone in black and make them look they're futuristic, and then it just doesn't work out.
Right.
Yeah.
Or we could see a Mario. Maybe like they should put a classic like Mario.
No.
It might be time with the Nintendo theme park coming our way. Something to further build buzz about the world of the Magic, or the Mushroom Kingdom, I should say. The Magic Kingdom is Disney.
I don't buy it. I think it'd be too cheesy. Like think of the characters. It's not really fantasy.
Well, they could do an animated.
It looks too,
animated,
not live action. Not live action.
No,
because I just think of all the
live-action
clips.
Mario would be
too cheesy.
Yeah, they did that in the 90s with.
It wasn't that bad, okay? Calm down. It was not that bad. That was like my favorite video game movie of all time until I saw Mortal Kombat.
Mortal
Kombat.
No, aren't they doing a series?
Well, they had a series online.
They had a YouTube series that was amazing.
Yeah, the YouTube series I saw was really good.
Yeah. So like if they bring that to
I think they're working
Netflix.
on more of that, maybe.
They should do it. Like it's gritty enough to get you involved and still feel like you're mature enough to be binging it.
Yeah, every character has its own story and background story that you can follow.
And guys, I mean, they could go to the Mortal Kombat novel for inspiration for story, which I did own 2 copies of as a kid. So I lost my original one and then found it again after I bought a second one.
Yeah. Convenient.
Yeah. Hilariously, the author of the Mortal Kombat novel, here's some more trivia for you, also authored a number of joke books, of which I had many in my collection.
Oh.
What an odd...
Do you remember any jokes?
They're not appropriate for this current juncture.
Tell us later?
Sure. But his name is Jeff Robin, if I'm not mistaken, and I was like, oh, the guy who wrote Mortal Kombat also wrote this joke book in my collection.
Yeah.
Weird.
Oh, but then, okay, say on the flip side, movies being adapted into more serious series, like movies from the 90s being adapted into more serious series on Netflix.
Yeah.
Street Fighter.
Is that happening, or you just want
I'm
that
saying
to happen?
maybe.
That'd be cool.
I say bring back Jean-Claude Van Damme.
You know what I'd
and
like to
let's
see
do it again.
for a Street Fighter movie or a series, if you were to do it? What if you kind of played it like Jumanji, with like people being brought into the game, realizing that like, oh, suddenly I'm Ken, oh, I'm Ryu. How do we do this thing? How do Ken? Dude, you almost got me.
Okay, we could go on and on about it forever because
it's true. There's so many.
Should we play our own Street Fighter-ish game? What is this thing that you're setting up for us?
It's definitely not Street Fighter.
Okay.
It wants to be, but it's not.
Instead, we are playing Dive Kick, which is a really cool one.
You've played it before?
No, but
Dive Kick?
Yes, but our intern Lorenzo actually said that it's a really cool game that's coming. Like it has you fighting, but there's only 2 buttons. You could either dive or kick. That's it.
2 options.
Hence the name.
Yeah.
Like how in Fortnite you can either fort or you can knight.
Yeah. So Lisa, as always,
no, why would you let me try first? I only do better after watching AJ fail.
All right. So you want
us against each other?
Yeah. You guys are. So AJ, press the PlayStation.
She's already button smashing.
I did.
Get in the game. You can't be Lorenzo because that's our intern.
Resume. Are you main or am main?
All right. Let me
let
me sign this up back.
We're scrubs. Are you pressing buttons? Stop it, AJ.
I'm holding still.
Did you press X?
We're having technical difficulties.
Controller's not even
You can tell AJ's a PC gamer. What?
No, it's because it's on trackball. If it was a trackball, it'd be different.
I don't even know.
I've done plenty of time on PS4. I will have you know that I was a dead orbit full reputation gained in Destiny.
Yeah.
On PS4, so.
There you go. All right, AJ.
I just.
Lisa.
Okay.
Face off.
I am going to be Marnito. For sure.
You know who taught me that? Tyler taught me that.
Yeah, you go because that happens
So
in the
I just
movie.
dive and I kick and I collect style gems.
Yes. You want to be stylish.
I don't know what this means.
All right, press X, AJ.
All right, I am.
You hold it. Don't choose another one. Wait, so they actually give you extra abilities.
I feel like we might be getting some controller lag here.
Okay, yeah, as always.
Choose your color. Okay, cool.
Also, I don't know how I feel
Dive
about...
kick. The longest road is the path to enlightenment.
Is he wearing a pillow that you wear?
No, a neck pillow! I literally
He's
sleep
ready
with one
for
at
a
home.
nap anywhere.
Let's not talk about that.
Wait, what?
Huh?
You sleep with a neck pillow?
Yeah, I do. It gives me extra support. I have a really bad... Why isn't it not working for me?
Okay, I have some really
you gotta
big jumps.
Jump and dive. So X.
How do you move though?
You don't. Jump.
Oh my god, the arrows don't do anything?
They don't do anything.
There are two.
So you gotta
He just
try to
kicked
hit.
me in the shin and knocked me out.
So this is gonna be about timing and reading the other person, okay? Because the directional buttons do absolutely nothing.
Haha, nimble.
You wanna build up that force in your shoe.
This game is so weird. Yeah.
Dive kicked me right in the boob.
That's right. I know all your weaknesses. Your shin and your boob. Okay.
Yo, well, he's like...
So I've got some sort of power building up here.
Yes, so you
Whoa, I just backed up.
So there's literally only 2 buttons that work.
It's
the
just
X and the square.
2 buttons that you gotta go in.
I got
Yo, I think I
dive
found my
kicked
game.
in the gut.
Lisa, is it just because of the 2 buttons? Or... Oh my god! How did... AJ, you went right into that one.
Well, it's not like I can back up or...
Wait.
Fraud detection warning.
Oh.
Wait,
Are they calling you a fraud?
Whoa, what the hell? It's not my fault I'm this good.
Okay, alright, yeah. You gotta
Ah,
dodge
oh,
over...
Oh!
Oh!
Headshot. Oh gosh.
Yo,
You just
clean. Yo, that actually
totally
looks like you
clean
though.
swept me.
That kind of looks like you and your hair.
There you go.
Look how white you are. That's like before summer.
That's me at the end of summer too.
It's like if AJ was alfalfa.
How do we character?
I'm
character
rematching
select?
this.
Wait, oh, that's awkward. Choose a new character.
All right.
Ooh, I like her hat. Oh, there's a bear.
Redacted.
I'm so confused. Oh, that's creepy. I
That
don't like
is
Dr.
really
Scholl.
I'm gonna be fencer.
I'm going to be Jeff. Is that Jeffrey? Oh, Jeffrey. All right, X.
Yeah.
Alright.
What are these extra things?
So...
Wow, diving.
I feel like this isn't gonna make a difference for you winning
Hey,
over AJ.
I won 1 game.
Hey, I'm giving you
Are you
that.
giving me
Yeah, she's
giving
saying
you
it doesn't
that.
matter what you select, you're still gonna win.
Exactly.
Okay.
Can I
I'm
choose
glad
a
you read
different
the room
color?
right, AJ.
You see your character? It's kind of like, you know when someone gets killed and there's like an outline? That's you after I face you.
There's totally input lag on this.
Oh
in a
my
big
god,
way.
he always complains about input lag.
Did he complain yesterday?
Because it's real and it's
He did.
happening.
He always complains, guys. Oh, look at this background.
This is so weird having that pixelated silhouette.
It is a little strange. Oh yeah, look at my fanny pack. You want to see what's in my fanny pack? Fannies.
It's a pouch, Lisa. Okay.
Is it? Is it not called fanny pack anymore? Is that rude?
No, it's called a pouch because it's not on your it's not sitting on top of your fanny, right?
I got a sword.
Oh!
So much for my sword.
How
Hey, your
did you
head
get
just
the
got
sword?
Why did it just fall down? It's just there?
I guess.
Do you have to like pick it up?
No, it just stays.
Why is my head so big? Not metaphorically in the game.
Your ego.
Yo, it actually is
big.
legit.
No, I'm saying metaphorically.
Wow, I did.
Okay, you guys gotta. AJ.
There's like special
Play
abilities.
smart.
I'm trying here.
Oh, you got a point on the board.
I
AJ's
dove
on the
kicked
board.
her.
To the face.
Okay, see. Why are my shoes glowing? Do you know why?
Well, I think you have special powers right now.
Are we setting this as the game that we're...
Oh, you can throw your sword. That's so unfair.
Amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, it's not fair. You can't have fans. Okay,
Can
our
you
director's
throw
like,
your pouch?
We're gonna set this as our game on
Yeah,
Twitch,
can I-
all right? Look at me. I'm pushing this button.
Head
shot. Wait, he's so disappointed.
You try.
Okay, all right, okay.
Tell me that there's no input lag.
I just want to say I did
What,
not
and I
choose
don't have
the
input lag?
fencer.
Maybe you do.
I'm dizzy.
Yo, every
AJ, I'm dizzy. You gave me the controller, and I'm all
Every time I win, my
confused
head
in the
gets
corner
bigger.
now.
Wait, why does it do that? Oh, wait, how do I use my ability?
Whoa!
Oh my gosh!
The sword went into
Your
you.
head is
My head's
getting
gigantic.
bigger. I feel like you're gonna explode.
Oh, so the more I get an advantage, like it's a disadvantage,
Yeah.
right? Because my space.
Ah, I see. The better you're doing, the
Yeah.
bigger target I have to
okay, wait,
headshot. Or we
Lisa,
have to
jump.
headshot.
Dive into me. Dive into me. Why don't you?
You're building power up in the tip of your shoe.
What the? Why did I not step on you there?
Oh no! I
Oh.
like jumped right into that.
Guys, Come on.
Okay.
Bring a true challenger in.
Lisa, your head's getting bigger on the couch. It's getting a little heavy, guys.
What was that?
I don't
Did
know.
you say
She like shouted at me.
Disqualified, it said, didn't it?
Oh.
Am I like a...
Headshot! Boom!
Finally.
That's funny. That's
Are there monkeys hanging out in the background? Am I the only one spotting this?
Oh, got him.
Oh, wait, what's in the background?
I thought there was like a gaggle of monkeys
Oh.
just hanging out.
No, you know what, Lisa?
Can we...
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Hello. Hello.
You are the dive kick champion. When a game is only 2 buttons, Lisa's the best
got
at
it.
it.
I love
What's your point? What's your point?
It would take me more than 2 buttons to explain it. So
You use a trackball, AJ. You use a trackball.
I
Okay?
do.
You don't get to say anything.
more difficult than using a mouse.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's wrap it up. That's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you to Speedy Gonzalez for talking to us earlier on. Tomorrow is actually our first day of our summer break, so we won't be here, but we will be back in a couple of weeks, so don't worry, we'll be back.
Yeah, and you know what? It's actually the perfect time to catch up on our VODs, which is on our YouTube. And also stay tuned to all of our socials at Squad State, because you'll know more information about how we're coming back in new ways.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your summer, and we'll see you in the future.